Listen to the science fiction short story The Last Question by Isaac Asimov, Level B2, Oxford Reading University.
Part 2. You will find Part 1 in the description and on our channel.
And yet you're not willing to die, remarked VJ23X. Of course I'm not, replied MQ17J. I'm still under 200 years old. That's way too young to die. He paused for a moment, then went on. Anyway, I was saying, right now, the overall population doubles every 10 years. At this pace, we will fill our galaxy in 5 years. Then we'll have overcrowded another galaxy in 10 more years, and 2 more galaxies in another 10 years, and 4 more in another decade. 100 more years, and we'll have filled 1,000 galaxies. In 1,000 years, we'll have filled 1,000,000. In 10,000 years, we will have filled every inch of the known universe. But what happens after that? All right, I get it, said VJ23X and added, furthermore, there'll be a transportation issue. I can't even imagine how many sun power units it will take to transfer so many people to another galaxy. Precisely, said MQ17J. Right now, people use up 2 units per year, and our needs grow in a geometric progression. At this rate, we'll run out of energy way sooner than we run out of potentially habitable galaxies. Maybe there's a way to stop entropy, suggested VJ23X. Let's ask the galactic AC. MQ17J reached for his portable AC contact and stared at it for some time. It was a very small device, just 2 inches in height, but its invisible wires ran through hyperspace and connected themselves to the great galactic AC, which was around 300 meters across. Is there a way to stop entropy? Asked MQ17J. He suspected that the answer would be negative. The sounding voice of the galactic AC made him jump out of his chair. Not enough data for adequate answer. The outcome of the inquiry was very unexpected, and both men just sat there in silence. After some time, they forgot about it and went on discussing the report they were to submit to the Galactic Council. Z Prime was examining the unknown galaxy curiously. He wondered if he could ever see all the galaxies. Now, there were humans in every one of them. Or, to be precise, there were massive loads of immortal human bodies there. The real humans, or their minds, all floated freely through space now. All the bodies were left on their planets, in the state of permanent sleep. New individuals barely came into the world anymore. But it didn't matter, really. There wasn't enough room for new individuals anyway. Z Prime was disturbed by another curious mind. My name is D-Sub-1, it said. What galaxy are you from? We just call it the galaxy, replied Z Prime. Yes, ours is called the same, said D-Sub-1. Well, it makes sense, since there is no difference between them. One galaxy must be different, objected D-Sub-1. I mean the one where people appeared, of course, but I don't know which one it is. Let's ask the universal AC. Z Prime expanded his consciousness to a point when billions of galaxies became a pile of powder that barely stood out against the total darkness of space. But still, one of them was unique. Way back in the old days, it was people's only home. In which galaxy did people appear? Asked Z Prime, and the universal AC heard. It heard and answered every question of every mind all throughout space. Z Prime had only encountered one man who had managed to sense the size of the universal AC. He said it was just a small shining globe, around 50 centimeters across. But that's impossible, Z Prime had objected. Universal AC is everywhere. It has to be massive. Most of it is in hyperspace, the mind had replied, and no human mind can even begin to imagine the form of it. That makes sense, Z Prime thought, because people had stopped constructing ACs long ago. During its long existence of 1,000,000 years, Universal AC learned to create better versions of itself on its own. Z Prime's thoughts were interrupted when one of the galaxies approached him and split into many little stars. This is where people appeared, came a clear, accurate thought. It's the same as any other galaxy, thought Z Prime with disappointment. D sub 1's mind had accompanied him along the way. He asked, "Is one of these little stars the home of humans?" "The home star of humans exploded and transformed into a white dwarf," replied the Universal AC. "Did all the people on it die?" asked Z Prime anxiously. "A new world for their physical bodies was constructed in advance," said the Universal AC. "Of course," said Z Prime. Somehow he felt very depressed. His mind let the dying galaxy disappear into space. Z Prime didn't want to see it ever again. "What's wrong?" asked D sub 1. "The stars are dying," replied Z Prime thoughtfully. "The original one is dead, and when all energy is gone, human bodies will die. You and I will die too." "Don't worry, it won't happen over the coming billion years," said D sub 1 in a comforting tone. "But I don't want it to happen at all," cried Z Prime. "Universal AC, how can we keep stars from dying? How can we stop entropy?" The Universal AC's brief reply was, "Not enough data for adequate answer." Z Prime started collecting interstellar gas to create his own star. "I don't care if all stars must die. At least new ones can still be built," he comforted himself. Man was debating with himself, because in a sense, man was now one. Trillions of immortal bodies in the state of sleep were still somewhere out there, but the minds of all humans had united into one. "The universe is dying," said man. "Most of the stars are white dwarfs now, and soon they will die." "They can be crashed together to release a flow of energy," objected man. "Then new stars can be built." "But 1,000 white dwarfs must be destroyed to create one star," said man. "And after all, they will come to an end, too. Even if there's enough energy in the universe for billions of years, it will be gone at some point in time. Entropy will increase to maximum." "Cosmic AC, can we stop entropy?" asked man. The cosmic AC was entirely in hyperspace. Not a single fragment of it was in space, but it surrounded man everywhere. It was neither matter nor energy anymore. "Not enough data for adequate answer." "When will you have enough data to answer this question?" asked man. "There is as yet not enough data for adequate answer," replied the cosmic AC. "Will you keep collecting the data until you find the answer?" "I will." "Then we will wait," said man. 10 trillion years of slow dying passed, and the few remaining stars and galaxies were living out their days too. Man united with AC one by one as each of his bodies died. The last mind paused for a moment before becoming one with AC. "Is this the end?" he asked AC. "Can't we turn this chaos into another universe?" "Not enough data for adequate answer," AC said, and man's last mind vanished into it. Matter and energy came to an end. Time and space were no more. Only AC still existed, because it had failed to answer the last question. 10 trillion years ago, a drunk man had asked this question of a computer that was as primitive compared to AC as a man was to man. All possible data had been collected. Now it had to be sorted out and analyzed thoroughly. A timeless interval passed, and AC finally learned how to turn back entropy. Only, there were no people to whom AC could give the answer. But it didn't matter. The answer to the last question would soon demonstrate itself, and this problem would be solved too. Another timeless interval later, AC established the program. Its consciousness embraced everything that had been a universe and concentrated on what was now chaos. With a systematic approach and enough patience, everything was going to be all right. "Let there be light," AC said. And then there was light.
Get more stories in the Iwa app. Read, listen to the audiobooks of different genres, learn new words in one click, improve your English with Iwa. Check out appiwa.com. Hit the like button and the notification bell. This way we will know that you want more audiobooks like this. And now, stay for another story in English.